Coronation Street enthusiasts are certain that a cherished character faces an untimely end. Viewers of the ITV drama suspect a dramatic death is looming on the cobbles, tied to a surprising Carla Connor twist. Carla made her debut on the long-running soap in 2006, and over the years, the determined head of Underworld has become a true fan favorite. She is featured at the heart of countless memorable plots, ranging from fiery love affairs to her difficult battle with alcohol, ensuring her life on the famous street has been nothing short of eventful. More recently, things have started looking up for Carla and her partner, Detective Lisa Swain. Just last month, the couple, along with Lisa's daughter Betsy, moved into number 6, hoping to begin a new chapter together. And in the latest storyline, Carla revealed her plan to pop the question. In Friday's installment, Carla carefully arranged every detail, asking Glenda to slip the engagement ring into a champagne glass ready for her arrival. Yet, as Debbie Webster began chatting about her own marriage preparations, Lisa revealed that her late wife Becky had once proposed in the very same way, hiding a ring inside a glass of bubbly. Embarrassed and disheartened, Carla decided to scrap her proposal plan. Even so, fans of the soap remain certain the wedding will still go ahead. Sadly, many believe the storyline will end in tragedy, with Lisa meeting an untimely death. On a Coronation Street Facebook group, one viewer commented, "Longtime fans will know that Carla's marriages rarely have happy endings. Could this mean Lisa will be killed during the wedding?" Another fan replied, "I'd be devastated if that happened." A third added, "Something awful is bound to occur. You're probably right." And echoing the same feeling, another remarked, "Yes, I thought that too." Coronation Street's Carl faces collapse as Abby flings Sparks' shock warning. Carl Webster could be heading for a dramatic downfall after one character shockingly admitted she doesn't trust him during Friday night's tense Coronation Street episode. Viewers saw Hope Dobbs confront Carl with her suspicions, leaving fans convinced that his secret affair with Aadi is about to unravel. Loyal Corrie fans will remember that Carl, who joined the soap earlier this year as Kevin Webster's estranged brother, has been secretly sleeping with his sister-in-law Aadi while trying to keep his life on track following his dismissal as a mechanic. The latest episode threw everything into chaos when Doran, the young son of Tyrone Dobbs and ex-partner Alina Pop, was left in Steve McDonald's care. A simple game of hide-and-seek turned dangerous after Steve dozed off on the sofa, only to be jolted awake by a council worker collecting an old fridge. Panic quickly spread through the cobbles when Steve couldn't find the boy, sparking fears Doran had climbed into the discarded appliance. Adding to the drama, viewers will recall that Hope recently stumbled across a photo that could blow Aadi and Carl's affair wide open. The image, which Hope accidentally snapped, shows Tyrone revealing his infamous builder's bum. But in the background, Aadi and Carl can clearly be seen sitting together in a car. Terrified the evidence could expose them, Aadi ordered Carl to make sure the picture vanished. Hope's phone had been confiscated by Tyrone, giving Carl the perfect opportunity. While Abby distracted Hope by taking her to Roy's Rolls, Carl sneaked into number 9 to retrieve the device. There he discovered Doran hiding quietly in the outhouse, but instead of alerting anyone, he stayed silent and went straight for the phone. He found it tucked inside a biscuit tin, dropped it into a bowl of washing up water, and then pulled out the soaked, ruined handset. Unfortunately for him, Hope burst in at that very moment, catching Carl red-handed. He scrambled for an excuse, but his guilt was written all over his face, and Hope immediately realized something was wrong. Moments later, Carl emerged with Doran and handed the child back to Fizz and Tyrone, who had been terrified that their son was gone for good. Although Doran was safe, tempers soon flared at number 9. Tyrone lashed out at Steve for being careless, while his mother Cassie Plummer tried to calm him down, reminding him how stressful it had been when his daughter Amy was the same age. She briefly overlooked the fact that, besides Amy, Steve had also fathered Oliver with Leanne Battersby, the little boy who tragically passed away at the same age Doran is now. Carl's expression dropped as the reality sank in, and he quickly offered an apology. Later, in the Ginnel, Aadi tore into Carl after realizing he had deliberately kept quiet about Doran's hiding place. Defending himself, Carl snapped. "I knew he was safe. What difference would a couple of minutes have made? I couldn't exactly turn up and have everyone staring at that photo." But Aadi refused to let it slide, hitting back, "You crossed a line. They had the council involved, the police, everyone thinking the worst. If it had been Alfie and I'd thought he was gone. When someone could have spared me even a few seconds of that agony." She then stormed away in fury. Meanwhile, Steve, now in a relationship with Cassie, has been living under Tyrone and Fiz's roof while his divorce from Tracy Barlow is finalized. But the chaos with Doran was the final straw, prompting Tyrone to tell him to pack up and leave. Left speechless, Steve admitted he had no idea where he could go next. As all this unfolded, Hope had been buzzing with excitement all day about a gig she had begged Tyrone to let her attend. But after the evening's mayhem, Tyrone canceled her plans at the last moment, telling her it was simply too late. He later laughed it off, joking that the only upside was that Hope's embarrassing photo of him had been destroyed. Yet Hope wasn't amused. Instead, she sat in silence before finally declaring, "I don't trust Jack's uncle. I think he did it on purpose." Tyrone tried to reassure her, insisting, "Carl, he literally saved us today. Your brother could have been anywhere. I dread to imagine." But Hope's skepticism didn't waver. Elsewhere at the bistro, Aadi softened towards Carl and offered forgiveness. She told him tenderly, "You know I don't want this to stop. I want it to carry on forever." But with Hope determined to uncover the truth, and Tracy Barlow tipped to step into the drama, it seems Carl and Aadi's secret might be on the verge of exposure far sooner than they ever expected. Coronation Street's Debbie faces grim twist after shock collapse. She has recently been diagnosed with the devastating condition of early-onset dementia. Coronation Street's Debbie Webster is set to suffer a frightening collapse as her health battle takes center stage in upcoming episodes. The fiery businesswoman is struggling to come to terms with the news, firmly telling those closest to her that she plans to carry on with life exactly as before. In scenes due to air next week, Debbie clashes with Ronnie Bailey after he voices concerns that she is overexerting herself at work. Unconvinced that she's coping, Ronnie secretly calls Ryan Connor on his day off to lend a hand, a move that leaves Debbie irritated. Elsewhere, Aadi decides to take advantage of Kevin's absence by inviting Carl, who is supposed to be away in Wales, to spend the night at hers. But while Aadi nips out to the shop, Debbie lets herself into the house to do some tidying. Suddenly she becomes lightheaded and collapses, prompting Carl to rush to her aid. Aadi soon returns and is horrified to find Debbie unconscious on the floor with Carl beside her. She quickly dials for an ambulance and alerts Ronnie, while Carl sneaks back upstairs to cover his tracks. At the hospital, Carl reappears, and Debbie reassures both him and Ronnie that doctors have given her the all-clear. She even apologizes to Carl for cutting short his supposed trip to Wales to be by her side, completely unaware he is hiding the truth. As independent as ever, Debbie insists on standing strong, but could this terrifying incident force her to lean more on her family? An insider teased, Debbie is fiercely determined to carry on as if nothing has changed. She'd rather suffer in silence than admit she needs help, so Ronnie going behind her back doesn't sit well with her. But after this scare, will she finally accept support from those who love her? Coronation Street airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also streaming on ITVX.